What the hell is up with football? Let's get into this blue card nonsense. Hello, welcome to On Me Heads, and I hope you're well. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel and hit the notifications bell for all future videos. So, ahead of a weekend of football and whether the mighty West Ham take on Arsenal at the London Stadium, which I'll be going to and cheering on the Hammers to victory, it's tainted. The weekend is tainted because this whole last week, the news has kind of ramped up again about this trial that's going to be brought into the Premier League and to the Championship as well for this sin bin and for this blue card that the referees are going to be using. Now, I made a video about this a couple of months ago, actually, so I've already talked about my ideas of the sin bin, which I think is absolute nonsense. But the thought that this blue card is going to be used in addition to the yellow card and the red card, it just seems absolute nonsense to me. Now, it's been trying it in the lower leagues, Saturday and Sunday leagues as well, and in not necessarily the blue card but the sin bin. And it seems as if it's got mixed reviews. It's been welcomed by some and not by others. But here we're talking about this being introduced into the main game. And I question what the hell is their thinking. And I question, why do they feel that this is the authorities, why do they feel that they have to tinker with the game to such an extent that you kind of screw it up? The CEO of the Premier League last week said, quite frankly, he said, look, the VAR is not fit for purpose, really, in terms of fan engagement and explaining to fans. And it's just so many holes in the VAR. And it's not the system. I've made a video about this as well. It's not the system of VAR that's at fault. It's the people involved making the decisions. And basically, referees are just not confident enough to make their own decisions now. It seems they have to fall back onto the VAR or be prompted by VAR to make a correct decision. And even then, they seem to screw it up. So now they've got this sin bin trial with this blue card. So my argument has always been, you don't need a sin bin, you don't need to fix anything, you don't need to introduce anything new, you don't need a blue card, you don't need sin bin. What you need is just to enforce the rules. That's it. Just enforce the rules. Everything that they're talking about for a blue card in terms of dissent and tactical fouls, well, for me, that just comes under a yellow card. Just give the player a yellow card. And then if they do it again, give them another yellow card and send them off. Now, we had a couple of incidents of this at the start of the season, where players are kind of sent off quite quickly with 2 yellow cards. And then there's a bit of an uproar. What do you say? Well, hold on a minute. This is what happens when fans and managers and clubs, etc., and commentators start complaining about referees issuing the yellow cards and the red cards. You get the authorities and the do-gooders out there thinking, oh, we need to come up with another strategy. Oh, no, it's not working. Let's come out with a stupid sin bin and a stupid blue card just to, make the game a lot better and a lot fairer. No, it causes all sorts of issues. If they said to the referees, right, you've got to enforce the rules. So in today's games or tomorrow's games or next week, they say, we're going to reintroduce it and make it hard lines. So therefore, if you commit a tactical foul, if you dive, if there's any dissent, anything like that, you say, right, it's an immediate yellow card. If you do it again, you get a yellow card. For that weekend of matches, you probably get, 100, 200 yellow cards, whatever. You probably get 10 players getting sent off or 20 players getting sent off. But I tell you this, those same players and certainly the clubs will be instructing their players not to act like that again. Because they don't want to get yellow cards or cumulative yellow cards, and they don't want to be sent off and get red cards. So for the next game, they can't select from their full squad. It's just logical here. If you enforce the rules, then that's going to change the attitude of the players, also the management and the clubs as well, and also commentators. They're going to say, no, he deserved to go off. That's it. He's off. And he won't be doing it again. So if you go hard line with the yellow card and the red card, then you stop all the nonsense, all these stupid schemes being developed. You reap what you sow here, in my opinion. Just give a yellow card for dissent, tactical fouls, diving, and if it happens again, they go off. What I'd like to see is the enforcement of only the captain can go up to the referee. Now, I know tempers can get flared, and I know in the heat of the moment everything happens, but you still got to stick to the rules. And this is what will happen. So if you enforce the rules, It stops that kind of attitude and that kind of behavior. It doesn't mean that people can't get emotional. It doesn't mean that, we can't all be adults about this and you say, oh, ref, and getting crazy about it. But when it comes down to dissent, when the players are actually physically coming up to referees or actually shouting and screaming and swearing at referees, then they can get a warning. And if they continue, they get a red card. It's as simple as that. So they know where they stand. If they want to do it, they're going to do it. But there are consequences to pay. If they're going to dive, if they're going to play act, if they're going to commit a professional foul, a tactical foul, they know what's coming. So it's on their heads. It doesn't mean it's going to rule it out of the game, but there's going to be consequences to it. And right now, there hasn't really been a lot of consequence to what players have been doing for many, many years. And the problem is that we know grassroots level, certainly kids, they copy what goes on in the professional game. It stands to reason. If I take my kids to go and watch a football game, they're going to think, you know what, it's okay to do this on the park on a Sunday or on a Saturday. So if you can introduce consequences into the Premier League, let's say, and also into the Championship and all the leagues below, then it filters out into all of football. It's about attitude changing. It's about behavioural changing as well. And the way you do that is just by a solid enforcement of the yellow card and the freaking red card. You don't have to introduce a sin bin and a blue card. I mean, now you're getting, you get 2 blue cards and you're off, or you get 1 blue card and 1 yellow card and you're off, and you go off for 10 minutes, and then what we're introducing then, you go off for 10 minutes, that's supposed to cool you down, but then you're going to have to warm up again just to get back into the game. It just seems silly. It just seems nonsense. Now, granted, for the first couple of games, when they just enforce the yellow card, because the argument is this, well, there's no immediate punishment for the club. In that, with a yellow card, the player can still carry on. Yes, I granted. But if they do it again, there's an immediate consequence where they get sent off. So we're talking about forward planning. So we're talking about trying to change the game or change behaviours on the pitch. So if you introduce the sin bin, well, they know, guess what? I'm going to go off for 10 minutes. Hey, I'm going to get a rest. I don't care. But what you could also introduce is a bit of tactical sin binning. And you could also introduce more injuries as well, because you're getting players up to temperature, let's say up into game mode, then they have to come back down again, then they have to warm back up again. It just seems like nonsense to me. You're kind of reinventing the wheel when you just don't need to. I know people will probably already say, do you know what? Hey, there are some benefits to it. I can see the benefits of it. Don't get me wrong. I can see where it works. But those benefits can just be captured by the yellow card and the red card system. You don't have to have a sin bin and a blue card. Whatever next? A green card? A pink card? Absolute nonsense. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel and hit the notifications bell for all future videos. And I will catch you again in another video coming very soon. Bye now.